this was definitely emotional for him because he has been having his name dragged through the fucking mud. And I know some people are going to say, well, just because the criminal cases were dismissed, that doesn't mean that he did not do this. I mean, here's my thing, dude. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. And I told everybody a year ago that these accusations were thin at best. I said that, because it just felt very salacious. It felt very bullshit like, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to what's the words I'm looking for? I'm not trying to dismiss the fact that sexual assaults, of any kind, I'm not trying to say that, they're not a serious offense, because they are, they are. And I feel like if a man sexually assaults a woman, then they should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But there has been no concrete evidence that anything like that has gone on. And that's the thing. Like, there's also been other massage therapists that have come out in defense of Deshaun Watson, saying that he never did anything like that to them. I just kind of felt like the whole thing was a money grab right from the start. I felt like the Houston Texans played a role in this. Of course, the Texans are going to deny that they had anything to do with this, but hell, I just find it very odd that, the moment that Deshaun Watson demanded a trade from the Houston Texans, that all these accusations started coming out about him. And I stand by what I said. I stand by it fully, that the Texans wanted to to do this to him because they were pissed that he demanded a trade. They didn't want Deshaun Watson to leave the team. I mean, it just goes to show that the Houston Texans organization is a shitty ass football organization. They truly are. But yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. I'm glad that Deshaun Watson is not going to face any kind of criminal charges for these horseshit accusations, because I think this is a bunch of lies, and people are going to question me and be like, Cody, there's 22 women who have filed civil lawsuits, 22 accusations. Yeah, I'm aware of the number of women who are coming out of the woodwork and saying that Deshaun Watson did this and he did that to him and all that. But here's the thing. I read every single criminal or every civil suit complaint, related to this situation. And it was practically the same identical story. I mean, there was a couple that were changed up a little bit, but yeah, man, I just kind of felt like, this whole thing is just ridiculous. I feel like Deshaun Watson, he had sex with some of these women, that they confirmed that, they never denied that any sexual activity took place, between the women and Deshaun Watson. There's never been any denial when it comes to that. Deshaun Watson had sex with some of these massage therapists, but that's the thing. He never, he says that he did not do anything that was non-consensual. He did not assault them. He did not, threaten them, hold them against their will. None of that shit. Because I don't think that's the kind of person that Deshaun Watson is. But, hopefully this whole situation can get wrapped up here soon, put to bed, and so that way Deshaun Watson can return to playing football for whichever team he gets traded to. Because, I mean, that's the thing. He is not going to play for the Houston Texans. He sat out the entire season, this past season. He did not play in the 2021 season. But it's, more than likely Deshaun Watson will be playing in this upcoming 2022 season. But the question is now, who will be trying to procure his services. I heard the Panthers are looking to make an aggressive offer for Deshaun Watson. I think if Deshaun Watson went to the Panthers, I think, it would definitely be an upgrade. I think he's an upgrade for any team that is looking for a quarterback, because there's a lot of teams that are looking for quarterbacks this year, and I'm going to get into several of the biggest stories that's been around the NFL, for the past week or so. But if you look at the teams that still need quarterbacks, we talked about the Carolina Panthers. They definitely need an upgrade. They had Sam Darnold, who did not play well. He got hurt, and then they brought back Cam Newton, and Cam Newton wasn't it either. The Panthers are definitely a team that needs a quarterback. That's for sure. If you look at other teams that need quarterbacks, there's the Philadelphia Eagles, who could be interested in Deshaun Watson. I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles are really sold on Jalen Hurts being the man. I don't think they're sold on him being their franchise quarterback of the future. And no offense to Jalen Hurts, but Deshaun Watson is a much better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. That's just the facts. We talk about the Washington Commanders. They probably wish they would have held out for Deshaun Watson, but they ended up getting Carson Wentz, and I'm going to talk about the Carson Wentz trade here in a little bit. There's the Colts. The Colts just unloaded Carson Wentz. Could they be looking to possibly acquire Deshaun Watson? I don't think the Colts have the draft picks that the Texans would want, because the Texans, they want a lot in return for Deshaun Watson. They really do. They want 6 assets. So that's a combination of draft picks and players, or they could all be draft picks, but the Texans definitely want a lot in return for Deshaun Watson. And I think that's been the big holdup, because the Miami Dolphins, they wanted Deshaun Watson, but the trade never happened because, they just could not come to terms on a trade. And the owner of the Dolphins, Stephen Ross, he wanted Deshaun Watson to, kind of get his legal situation under control, and it just wasn't going to happen. So, but the Dolphins, they are not interested in Deshaun Watson. They have committed to Tua Tagovailoa as their quarterback. The Saints, I think, are a team to watch out for, because they've been trying to find somebody to replace Drew Brees, and they've had a quarterback carousel going on. Last season, Jameis Winston was their starter. Jameis Winston got hurt. He tore his ACL. Then they had Trevor Siemian, who didn't really pan out. Taysom Hill had a few starts as well, but they don't want to commit to Taysom Hill as their quarterback. They rather use him as a gadget player that he's been for the last, 4, 5, however long he's been there, years. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Deshaun Watson. I'm glad that he's not going to be facing any criminal charges, and hopefully he can get back on the field for the Texans, or not for the Texans, but for his new team as soon as possible.
To watch this full episode, click the link in the description below or search The Cody Springer Show on Spotify, or listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and many more. Stay tuned for more content on the official YouTube channel of The Cody Springer Show.